putting them on game. Letting them know what's going on. Like, see, this was happening. Like, you feel me? I'm letting these guys know. So when it be like people saying they want to fight me, it's
like, how could you, nigga? I was the one that was giving you game when I was going through it.
There was some kind of crazy trash talk with Gervonta and Terrence Crawford recently. And one of the things that I've always kind of noticed.
Gervonta Davis and Floyd Mayweather have finally decided to take their long-running rivalry to the next stage, with plans for an exhibition fight. This will happen once Davis steps away from the sport. It's starting to feel a bit like the whole Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul situation, and if that's the case, fans might not be thrilled with what's to come, especially since the build-up to it hasn't been very exciting. However, unlike Tyson, Mayweather has stayed more active after retiring, taking part in several exhibition bouts.
When they came back and it was like, all right, you gotta fight. He was like, you gotta fight.
Gervonta Davis may be too strong and athletic for Floyd Mayweather to match up with, even though it might seem hard to believe. This all stems from the latest twist in the relationship between Davis and his former mentor. Their bond soured badly last year, and recently, Davis opened up about some of the strange things Mayweather did to him years ago. This pushed Mayweather to break his silence, and once he did, the two decided to settle their differences in a way that could benefit them both financially.
He's
No, he's a legend, he's an icon. But it would be a big fight. But your boxing intelligence, Tank, if someone makes a mistake against you, it's over.
Yeah, but Leo, his arms long as hell. He's way taller than me, you know what I mean?
With Gervonta Davis planning to retire in the next few months, an exhibition fight with Floyd Mayweather seems more likely than ever. But how did they end up in another public disagreement? This time, their fallout was highly visible, and while it caused some drama, Davis used it as fuel to become a better fighter and an even bigger star, both in the US and globally. On the Mr. J. Hill podcast, Davis got candid about what went down with Mayweather.
Ooh, if you don't mind. If you don't want to, it's fine.
Joseph Pedraza, my first world title. I was 16-0. I was 21.
Gervonta Davis shared that when you're around someone you admire, like Mayweather, you start to see they're not always who they seem to be, which can be disappointing and hurtful. Davis explained that he had to go his own way and focus on his own path. He also talked about situations where Mayweather put him in tough positions, like his first world title fight against Jose Pedraza. Davis was only 21, hadn't fought in 7 or 8 months, and wasn't making much money, around $10,000 per fight. He was told he had to take the fight or risk being sidelined. At the time, he got evicted and had to sell his car. Davis believes Mayweather did this on purpose.
And I haven't fought in like 7 or 8 months. And around that time, I wasn't making that much money. I probably was making like $10,000 a fight. So
Davis explained that he was warning other boxers about what was happening to him, sharing his experiences so they wouldn't end up in the same situation. But now, when they express interest in fighting him, it feels like a betrayal. He respects Mayweather for what he did for him, but he felt it was only a small amount of help, like $10,000 or $15,000 to help his mom out of tough circumstances. But that wasn't enough, as she'd be back in a tough spot in just a few months, and he'd be asking for more. Davis learned that some people put you in situations where you always need them, giving just enough to keep you dependent. When he was signed to the same management as Floyd, he felt like they started taking control of his career.
It's crazy to not fight, you know, so when they came back and it was like...
Boxing legend Floyd Mayweather played a key role in guiding Gervonta "Tank" Davis through most of his career, helping him win world titles across multiple weight divisions and become one of the most exciting fighters in the sport. However, the two parted ways in 2022, and since then, their relationship has turned sour, with both men throwing insults at each other. Davis recently opened up about a time when Mayweather seemingly set him up to lose a fight. Speaking on the J. Hill podcast, he explained how the situation unfolded.
You gotta fight. He was like, you gotta fight this fighter, which is Joseph Pedraza. If you don't fight him, you're not fighting. You're sitting on it.
It's tough to hear these things, but at least Davis has finally opened up about what went down with Mayweather and his promotional company. If Floyd Mayweather really did these things, it's certainly disappointing. What's surprising is that Davis didn't speak out about it sooner. His main issue initially seemed to be Mayweather indirectly calling him out for showing off his wealth, a claim Mayweather has denied. Mayweather and Davis had a close working relationship, with Mayweather aiming to shape Davis into a superstar. They shared a strong mentor-mentee bond.
Let's go, Ryan! He's gonna upset the world over there.
Clip 8. Last April, just days after the big fight between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, Mayweather went on a rant, calling out a group of unnamed boxers. He criticized them for not taking the sport seriously, instead focusing too much on their appearance in the ring. Mayweather, known as Pretty Boy Floyd, used his own career as a comparison, pointing out that these boxers only saw the finished product of who he had become, without recognizing the hard work and effort he put in to get there.
Y'all looking at the end results. Y'all not looking at the shit where y'all go look at the interview and Zab gonna tell y'all, with me being champion.
Mayweather pointed out that many fighters focus on his flashy lifestyle, like the cars and the attention he gets. He explained, "Listen, I made so many sacrifices. You're looking at the end result, but when I was a champion with hundreds of millions in the bank, I was still grinding in the gym." He criticized younger fighters for worrying more about their outfits and how their boots look, instead of focusing on what really matters. Mayweather added that many fighters are living paycheck to paycheck. Later, when asked about the purpose of his comments, Floyd responded, turning the conversation to Gervonta Davis.
Gervonta is ungrateful when it comes to you?
Well, my thing is, I've always been there for him.
Mayweather explained, "I've always had his back from day one. We had a plan, and that plan was to help him become a world champion and take him to the next level. I've always been there for him, stayed positive, and encouraged him to be great." He added, "But over the years, he's repeatedly gone on the internet to take shots at me, being disrespectful. All I've ever done is show respect and try to help him reach his full potential. That's all I've ever done."
And I've always been there for him. And just over the years, you can see I've always been positive, always said great things about him, always pushed him to be great.
Mayweather then addressed the famous video where Gervonta Davis accused him of sending an attack. He denied Davis' claims and explained his intentions, saying, "A lot of times, people like to compare certain fighters, and when I say certain things, they label it as hate. There's no difference from when I talked about the situation with Gervonta.
I need all fighters. I said I need all the young fighters that's making money in the sport of boxing. What I need you guys to do is do this."
Mayweather gave an example, saying, "When I told the young fighters to make money in boxing and invest it in things like real estate, so we can live well even after our careers, I guess Gervonta took that the wrong way. He seemed to think I was talking about him, since he's the only one who wears chrome hearts, Louis Vuitton, and drives a Mercedes. But last time I checked, there are fighters all over the world who wear top brands, make good money, and even the ones who aren't making much still find ways to fly private jets and drive nice cars."
Whether it's chrome heart, Gucci, Louis, Mercedes, we need to take our money and invest in real estate so that we can live that same great life when our careers are over. So,
despite the tension, Mayweather still had some positive things to say about Davis. When asked about the top 5 fighters in the lightweight division, he responded, "Right now, the biggest puncher at 135 is probably Gervonta Davis, but the most skillful fighter, hands down, is Shakur Stevenson."
he want to fight the best they got out there. He's asking, can he fight the best? I believe his contract is...
Floyd Mayweather spoke about Shakur Stevenson, comparing his skill to Pernell Whitaker, who wasn't known for his knockout power but had the technical skills to outshine the best. Mayweather said, "I believe Shakur's contract is coming to an end, and I hope we can work together to take him to the next level and make the fights he wants happen." His close relationship with Stevenson has been seen as a major reason behind the ongoing feud between Mayweather and Gervonta Davis.
To an end, so hopefully we can come together and I can take him to that next level and give him the fights that he want, and make the fights happen that he want.
Recently, Floyd Mayweather made an appearance at Shakur Stevenson's training camp, which sparked some interest, especially when promoter Eddie Hearn was also spotted there supporting Stevenson. It turned into an unexpected gathering of some of the biggest names in boxing. They say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but with so many people around, especially when celebrities are involved, it's hard to keep things under wraps. And when Floyd Mayweather's name is added to the mix, it becomes impossible to hide. The meeting between Mayweather and Hearn at a gym in Sin City caused quite a stir. Though the atmosphere was filled with light-hearted comments, it was clear that there was some tension between the two.
So one day, somebody asked, because I don't have social media on my phone. Yeah. So they showed me Eddie. Eddie was like, "Floyd Mayweather ain't got no money."
It's important to note that Eddie Hearn has made public claims in the past, suggesting Floyd Mayweather doesn't have as much money as he claims, and that his pursuit of exhibition fights is likely due to financial reasons. Mayweather certainly earned a massive fortune during his legendary boxing career, with total earnings surpassing $1.2 billion, including big paydays from fights with Manny Pacquiao and Conor McGregor. Current reports estimate Mayweather's net worth at around $400 million, which has allowed him to enjoy a lavish lifestyle, even after retiring from professional boxing in 2017. Since then, Mayweather has continued to rake in money through a series of lucrative exhibition bouts, facing opponents like Deji and Logan Paul.
That's why he's doing exhibitions. No, Eddie don't believe that now.
But Eddie will say some shit like that, man.
Eddie will say some shit, but one thing.
Floyd Mayweather has often claimed he earns 8-figure paydays from each exhibition fight, even jokingly calling them legalized bank robberies. When asked about why he continues to accept these showman-style events, Mayweather explained that it's all part of his effort to build generational wealth. However, Matchroom boxing promoter Eddie Hearn has repeatedly suggested in interviews that Mayweather's net worth might not be as high as many believe. Hearn pointed out, "I don't think he's got the money," he says. "I don't think he needs it, but when you live that lifestyle, spending what he's spending."
Don't worry about that, but me and Eddie got it clear. Didn't we, Eddie? Yeah. One thing, me and my buddy got it clear.
We said as long as it's 10 or 20, no problem. Anything less.
The situation reached its peak when Floyd Mayweather ran into Eddie Hearn in Las Vegas and confronted him about his comments. Mayweather, the undefeated former boxer, explained that Hearn often makes those types of remarks, but that they had already cleared things up. The two began joking as if the news about their feud were real, teasing each other while their respective groups of friends watched on. The encounter happened in a boxing gym in Las Vegas, where both were in town for the fight between Diego Pacheco and Steve Nelson. Mayweather jokingly started a conversation, saying, "One day, somebody showed me Eddie's comments because, you know, I don't have social media on my phone."
Can't be less than 10. Because then we're struggling for money.
I had to show Eddie some of the account.
Mayweather continued, "Eddie was like, Floyd Mayweather Jr. ain't got no money, that's why he's doing exhibitions. Eddie doesn't really believe that, I know he says things like that, but me and Eddie have cleared it up." Both Mayweather and Hearn shared a smug grin, and they shook hands. Hearn then joked, "Yeah, as long as it's 10 or 20 million, there's no problem. Anything less, it can't be less than 10. The joke had Mayweather bursting out laughing, and his team joined in, making it clear that despite the playful banter, everything was understood between them.
Imagine how much money Floyd Mayweather would have made if I was his promoter back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Mayweather Jr. went on to say that he had even shown Eddie Hearn some of his bank accounts, clarifying, "Listen, I had to show Eddie some of my accounts." Hearn then jokingly responded, "Imagine how much Floyd Mayweather would have made if I were his promoter, you know what I'm saying." It's clear that Mayweather is far from being short on cash, especially considering his recent lavish spending. The boxing legend has made significant investments in real estate, including his largest purchase to date, a $42 million series of apartment blocks.
I'm bringing the people into my lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on the regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased.
They say many a true word is spoken in jest, but in this case, it doesn't quite apply to Floyd Mayweather, who remains one of the richest former athletes in the world. While it's unclear if he has more exhibitions lined up, he continues to be linked to potentially lucrative return bouts. Although Eddie Hearn never promoted Mayweather, it's clear he likely wishes he had, given the financial success and excitement that would come with such a partnership.
62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings.
Another point that's often brought up regarding Tank Davis and Floyd Mayweather is the idea that Floyd is insecure about Tank's success. Some believe that Mayweather wants to prevent Tank from becoming the greatest ever, adding fuel to the ongoing debate in the boxing world about who truly deserves the title of greatest of all time. This debate has sparked endless discussions, with many differing opinions on the matter. Both Floyd Mayweather and Roy Jones Jr. are considered boxing legends, widely regarded as the best pound-for-pound fighters of their respective eras, which only adds to the controversy over who holds the real claim to that title.
One thing a person does to stay undefeated that long, so I respect it to a degree, yeah. Is it a 50 note that I think, oh, he the greatest fighter all the time? Nah.